Mirko Filipovic is a legendary Croatian mixed martial artist who is widely regarded as one of the greatest kickboxers and MMA fighters of all time. He has an extensive career in the sport, with notable wins over some of the biggest names in the industry. Recently, during an Instagram live stream, Mirko responded to a fan's question about whether he would appear on Joe Rogan's podcast, and his response was surprising.
Kad će me vidjeti u podcastu kod Joe Rogana? Pa vidjet ćete me u podcastu kod Joe Rogana, evo, nemojte zamjeriti na izrazu, ali kad na kurcu nikne nokat, onda ćete vidjeti kod Joe Rogana. Zato što me Joe Rogan naljutio, znaš šta, baš je bezobrazan, x puta on mene su se, dočepaju se mene, razumiješ, onda on jedanput normalno govore, razumiješ, jednom naš, ono nešto, nekoj pozitivnoj atmosferi što bi trebalo biti normalno, razumiješ, ne znam, karijeru, a onda počne drobiti. Prvo su ono drobili da sam ja nosio milijone dolara u koferu, mislim, to fizički neizvodivo. Pa jebote, gledam, naš, ljudi normalni šta pričaju, onda je, ko je to bio s njim? Ma ko je to drobio? Da je on to u neki trezor bio, kakav trezor, čovječe, koji trezor jebote? To nikad nije bila praksa u Pride, razumiješ, nego to njima bilo zanimljivo, znaš. Pa jebote, takve stvari drobi, da ne govorim za ostale stvari što je Rogan drobio, razumiješ, uvijek ima nešto za reći, mislim, da mu ne bi ja...
When the fan asked Mirko if he would be appearing on Joe Rogan's podcast, Mirko responded by saying that he had no interest in doing so. He went on to explain that he feels Joe Rogan was disrespectful towards him in the past, and that he has no desire to associate himself with someone who would talk about him in such a manner. Mirko then went on to elaborate on the reasons for his negative feelings towards Joe Rogan. He said that during conversations with other MMA fighters, Rogan would initially speak highly of him, but then begin to make negative comments about him, such as rumors of him receiving payment of $1 million in a suitcase from other fighting promotions. Mirko stated that such rumors were not only untrue but also carried a negative connotation with them. It's not surprising that Mirko would feel strongly about this, as rumors and speculation can be extremely damaging to a fighter's reputation, especially one who has worked hard and achieved so much in the sport. However, it's also worth noting that Joe Rogan is known for his frank and sometimes controversial opinions, and his podcast is known for its open and honest discussions about a wide range of topics, including MMA. At the end of the day, it's ultimately up to Mirko to decide who he wants to associate himself with and what platforms he wants to appear on. However, it's worth noting that Joe Rogan has interviewed many other MMA fighters in the past, and it's likely that he will continue to do so in the future. Whether or not Mirko will eventually change his mind about appearing on the show remains to be seen. In conclusion, Mirko Filipovic's response to the fans' question about appearing on Joe Rogan's podcast highlights the importance of mutual respect in the MMA community. While Joe Rogan's frank and sometimes controversial opinions have made him a popular figure in the MMA world, it's important to remember that fighters have worked hard to achieve their success, and rumors and speculation can be extremely damaging. Ultimately, it's up to each fighter to decide which platforms they want to appear on and who they want to associate themselves with.